I didn't see myself as an artist before studying art. But I was struck. I mean, I was really impressed on how people could be affected by art, and I mean poetry, cinema, not only visual arts. And I felt that I could be a writer, maybe. And I could do cinema, but not, because there were no cinema schools in my hometown, the south of Brazil. So I just started by studying art. And as a child, I was into photography. And I would do these very abstract light impressions out of photography, but I would love to work in the studio, in the lab, as a child, with my 12, 13 years old then. So I wasn't the painting or drawing child. I was more into that, into light and cinema, yeah. Because I was always more caught by the experience itself, by how things you think and feel when you are confronting an artwork, or the way you respond to it and everything. So, and I figured out very early that this happens in a place, in a specific space, and each space is different. It's a singular experience it provides, and you can alter the place. And then that's why I started thinking much more about the space than the object or the art thing itself. So yeah, and that's therefore my interest in architecture too, because I needed to understand the language play in the place. For me, the places that are more like living things, they are conceived, created, built, people live in it, they interfere in it, they are transformed all the time. The transformations are more important than anything. But to understand what would give the space this quality of being a place and living thing, I did it in my practice. Of course, I mean, trying things, using filters, intuitively altering the state of this living thing, this being, and I figured out that light was a vital substance of the places. That when light comes inside and plays and is reflected on the walls, and this is what gives it some sort of life. And with time, I started using not only color filters or light filters, but also perforated screens. That would produce not only the shadows would be interesting, also the patterns and everything, but they would change the atmosphere. It's all about the atmosphere in every case, in all my work. And then I understood that the air going through it was important, that air circulating inside is important. And so I think light and air are both vital substances that exist in the space. Well, I've been photographing these empty spaces that are the empty interior of cardboard boxes or other sort of packages, bags and things since 2001. That's when I would like to have started before. I collected boxes before, but then I didn't have access to super large prints. and the scale was an important operation. So I started photographing them in 2001, and I wanted to see how could I convert them, these small spaces, into a place, into an architectural space mostly. And then I started trying different lights. I started in the studio, and I saw that it wouldn't work without natural light. And I saw that the surfaces should be either reflective surface where the light would play inside, or transparent cutout boxes where light could come through it. And I did it, and I started doing them super large always, but then I realized that sometimes a medium-sized photo would work, because the idea, everything was happening inside the image. But I do prefer when they are large in a way that they are virtual extensions of the place they are installed in. So I usually think of the space I'm installing them, but also the context. The context, it's not only the architectural features of it, the dimensions, the height, the color of the space, or it's what the nature of the space, the place. I mean, is it a museum? Where is it installed? Who visit this place? In which country, which city? What's going on there now? Not only the fixed things, but what is happening now at that context. So yeah, sometimes I just react to that. If I go to, I did a billboard piece in a biennial in Morocco, in Rabat. So I went to the supermarket. That's my source, my source place. So I go there and I try to figure out what is the most popular package I could find here. And then I got to know that there was these biscuits called Henry's, and then I bought boxes of Henry's. I turned them inside out, as I did with this silver photo. And they became this interior, geometrically super colored, kind of African. I would recognize them as African. And I photographed the interior of it. Because if I want to convey this sort of uncanniness in it, I need them to be familiar as well. There must be some familiarity. People have to relate to it as something they should know, but there's something else happening here, and then that's more or less the idea. So they relate to the physics quality of the space also, of course, but the height and the distance you can see it, the position to install it, the light in it, of course, but this is more kind of technical. It's actually more important how people would recognize or not what they are seeing. They're utopias. I don't think so. I think that we are facing this end of the road approaching, and approaching fast, and we are living it, and that we kind of have no choice but to live it. And if we need to live it, to endure it, what are we doing about it? So I think, yeah, I think it's about living now.